that whole thing with the whole like giving advice, I I always feel like that's almost a lot of it comes from. I mean, you get annoyed by that too, right?
Oh yeah, I
Like
hate
especially when the comic's not as good as
people.
you,
Oh
and then
yeah,
they come up to
people.
you.
It doesn't happen that much, but every time I do, I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure. But that's why I like usually won't say anything, even if I think of like a tag or some shit like that. That's one cool thing about hosting is that if I think of like a good punch up for somebody's joke, when they get off stage, I can just get on and be like, "Hey, they were talking about this," and then
Yeah,
just punch up their own joke. I do.
yeah, yeah.
It's one fun thing about hosting.
Because I always see
Also,
somebody's bit, and I always think of my version of it,
exactly.
and then I'm like, God, I would do that, but I don't. I often go, no, I definitely don't. Not, especially if they're not a stranger. I'm not going to go up to somebody and go, "Hey, man."
Oh yeah, no.
But I did that to Mia. I did that to you, and
Oh,
then
you
you
would
were
say
like,
not
"Nah,
a
I like my
stranger.
version better." And then I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right."
Yeah,
Like, cause
like
it's not really, it's not really about making yourself feel better about your position. I really fucking feel like people are doing that
one of
when
the
they're coming up
first.
to you and trying to give you advice and getting all like
Yeah, it's weird. One of the,
patronizing and shit.
one time, the one of the first times somebody like tried to give me advice, it was literally just said, "Hey man, I noticed you were saying the other day a lot." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Whenever you're referring to like when you were doing something, you kept saying the other day, and it can be kind of distracting." I was like, as compared to just saying Tuesday, or like what? Like, I was baffled by that, but it stuck with me, and I really don't use the. I try not to use the other day
Yeah,
that
but
much,
I noticed
but
that stuff about myself.
it was really funny because I was like, and then like yeah, anytime I've gotten advice, I've just been like, okay, thanks. One time Evan gave me a tag for a joke that like that was probably the, but time. But advice and a tag are different things.
Yeah, yeah, I do that too. But
I
I'm
would
trying to
rather
be
have
careful.
somebody offer me a tag than fucking
Yeah,
advice.
because you know, so yeah, if somebody, especially if somebody asks me, and I'll go, "Well, I was watching, and that joke didn't really hit." I go, if you put this line in front of this line, and I did that the other day to somebody, and then they're just like, "Nah, I'm just gonna toss the whole thing," and I was like, "Yeah, that works too."
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
for it.
most people just, that's different than somebody coming up to you and really, okay, this is what happened to me with a comic. He came up to me and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm going to give you some advice. Don't be insulted by it." And I was like, "I'm not going to be insulted by it." Then he goes, "Hey, listen, if you get up on stage and you warm them up a little bit before you dive right into your jokes." And I go, "Well, you're only giving me 5 minutes." But I've thought about that.
Yeah.
And also, I've thought about that. And then he thought that meant that, and this guy got really sensitive about it. He goes, "Man, well, dude, I'm just trying to help you. I don't, dude.
Stop.
It's not
Stop
about.
trying to help
It's
me.
not. Well, you're not trying to help me, dude. You're trying to fucking feel good about
Although
yourself
I
because
just
I
as
just gave you two reasons why I don't do that. One of them consisted of. I think the real thing that the look on his face changed when I said, "Yeah, I thought of that."
yeah.
And then that, like, he really took that to heart. He also said, "Oh, your writing's getting better." And then then I went, "Oh,
Well, he was just complimenting you.
well, I don't know."
Be
That's
as
what
you
my
can.
creative writing teacher
You
told
can.
me when I was 19.
You can think. I mean, you can make everyone as petty as you want to make them, or you can
Yeah,
just try and lie
but
to
this
yourself.
person held a grudge
I mean, I believe it, dude.
for a year
I believe it.
because I said,
I
because
mean,
I
I believe.
said I thought of it.
I genuinely believe that you think that the sentence, yeah, I thought of that, made them hold a grudge against you for a whole
No,
year.
he did. He told me. He brought it up a year later.
He said, and you said, I thought about that.
No, he said I gave you advice, and then you just and then like I rejected it. I rejected his advice.
Okay, but then But you could have just said, "No, I'm good." Like, it's just you focusing.
But that's pretty
on
much what I said.
I know, but you just focusing on the whole that you said you already thought of that. Like, I don't know. It sounds like a bitch. I don't know who it was. I don't know who would take somebody turning down advice that.
It's not that I turned
seriously.
it down. It's just, you know.
I mean, you did, but I mean.
No, I said I thought of it. No, I mean I don't know. On one
It's
hand
not
he's
a
right.
bad.
On one
I'm
hand
not
he's
saying
not.
you did anything wrong. I did the same thing when you said. I said no. I like my way
Yeah,
better.
yeah. But it's
what
here's the
you
thing.
do.
But well that's. I don't think that really makes a difference. Warming up the crowd.
I mean,
I don't think the crowd really
if
needs to be
somebody's
warmed
gonna
up.
say that you don't have to ask the crowd questions, then that
Yeah.
would include how are you guys doing tonight.
Exactly.
So like, go fuck yourself on that one.
Exactly.
But like, I mean, I'll say make some noise sometimes. I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Oh no. If it doesn't matter, I don't think it really matters in the end. I think if somebody's at a comedy show, they're warmed up. They're either gonna like you or not. You know, sometimes they're not in a mood to laugh, and they're not laughing at anybody. Sometimes you're not good, and they're not laughing at you. Which, chances are, once you get off stage, you should have enough self-awareness to know what you did wrong. And somebody who's been doing it for less time than you have, isn't gonna really know. But I mean, I'll listen and stuff. But I mean, don't get insulted when I don't take it seriously.
No, that's weird.
I know, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. There's like
Pretty
so
much
much.
any time I've gotten advice, I've either just kind of like said, "All right, cool, thanks, man," or just been like, "No."
Yeah, that's what I do.
bad."
I go, "Thanks, man," and they always go, "Yeah, I don't want to tell you what to do."
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's
Go ahead, tell me
weird
what to
me.
do. That's fine.
weird to me when people do that. It's like,
It's weird. It's weird that they have an emotional investment in the advice that they're giving to you. And it makes me think that they're not doing it to be helpful. They're doing it a lot of times. Some people are doing it to feel to get a sense of superiority over you.
definitely, it's a power move.
It's a power move. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. It's a power move.
Saying, "Hey, I'm gonna help you out with some of my brain." Like,
This same person, when I first met him, broke my balls. I broke his balls back, and he came back over me and did this. Like this. With his arms around my head and leaning in. And I was like, I was like, are you gonna kiss me? Same guy.
And then what happened?
I started laughing.
And he stopped. What
Yeah,
happened?
Then he just walked away.
See, you can't just say he just went like this and you said, "Are you gonna kiss me?" And then in the fucking story,
And then I laughed,
like,
and then
you
he's
had
left.
I had no idea. God, you're terrible, dude.
Why am I terrible?
God,
Why is that guy not terrible?
I don't know who you're talking about, but like, I didn't say that they rock. Like, that all of that is obnoxious as fuck. I'm just talking about your storytelling abilities more
Oh,
than anything.
well, I'm saying this is a power move.
Yeah, I agree.
His
Let
advice
him
was a
be-
power move.
I agree. I said that already, Paul. Chill.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
on
and
your
I'm,
side,
I'm
dude.
backing you up.
God damn, dude.
I'm
you
reinforcing what you said.
Just take a deep breath. We are both on
Okay.
the same team.
I'm reinforcing what you said by telling you another story.
But I was reinforcing what
It's
you
separate.
said. So let's move on.
This is a power move.
I agree. That is a second form of a power move.
All right. Then we're in agreement. Evil Dead the musical.
Oh, that's interesting.